He's with us on BBC Radio Lincolnshire now. Morning, Ben, you all right?
Yeah, morning, Scott. Thanks for having me.
Morning, it's me. Guess what we're doing today? Something I am not comfortable with. So I am stepping out of my comfort zone. It's all a little bit crazy. I've got loads to tell you because I haven't seen you for a week. Strap yourselves in. Go get yourselves a brew. Go get yourselves a beer. Go get yourselves a baby sham or something like that. And I've got loads of stories that are gonna blow your mind. And we're going on the radio. Welcome back to the car. I've had loads has happened since I last saw you. I've had CCTV installed at the unit now. And I've got loads of people here. Everyone just keeps arriving. So we've got a bloke on the roof. There's Adam. Give us a wave, Adam. And there's Jason's in there fettling around with some stuff. He's not even getting paid for this. He's just come down for a visit. He's going to fit me some electrics down here, so we can have a TV on the wall. I'm on coffee duties today. That's pretty much all I've done is just make everybody coffees. So big shout out to my mate Adam at Retrodex. He fitted all my CCTV. So we've now got like full 2K, full HD CCTV. So, and it's constantly recording. So you can watch me when I mess up and I'm not filming, I can show you. There we go. There's gonna be some more footage for you to see of me being an idiot. Don't forget, if you want to send me something to go on the wall, get in touch, sleafordrecovery@gmail.com, and I will give you the address to send stuff into. Saturday, Shedfest. I know a few of you are going, so I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a few of you. Frankie's going to that. 6 hours I spent machine polishing Frankie. He looks really good, he's come up really nice. What am I doing today? Oh, what am I doing? So basically, BBC Lincolnshire, BBC Radio Links or whatever, have got in touch and they have asked me to go on. So they found out about my YouTube channel, they were like, we love it. And the guy who hosts the breakfast show is a guy called Scott, who is a very friendly man apparently. He's lovely, easy to get on with. And they want me to go on his breakfast show and talk about the channel, talk about you guys, talk about the little community we've built. And I'm shitting myself, like I am out of control here. I'm not some sort of weird control freak. I do feel a little bit like when I'm doing this, YouTube, it's like on my terms. I hold the camera, I do the filming, I do the editing, whereas this is like now somebody else and I have to perform. And I'm really nervous because I do all these ums and ahs and I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be that guy. Hopefully it's all going to be fine and I'll just get into the zone. I'm sure it'll be fine. But you're coming with me, so if I fall flat on my face, you're going to see it. Here's hoping. Scott's a nice, lovely man, and we're just going to have a lovely chat. I have no idea what's going on. So I've got this story for you, right? I'll make it quick. The other day I was at a cash machine, and I was taking out some cash, genius, and all of a sudden, I was completely and utterly like overwhelmed by the smell of dog poo, like horrific. It was the most horrific, strong smell of dog poo. I looked to my right, and this is where it all just got a little bit weird. About 2 meters away from me at the cash machine, there was a dwarf. Now I've had to research this to check that I'm not being offensive, and you are allowed to call them dwarfs, okay? And this dwarf was a particularly small dwarf, a person with dwarfism. So I know you're not allowed to call him the M word. I've got a good mate called Midge, unrelated story. We'll have to ask him if he gets offended by being called Midge. He'll be in the comments. So Midge, stick a comment in and tell us if you get offended. His name's Mr. Midges on YouTube, and then we can all like his comment. That's what we should do. But yeah, anyway, I got distracted there. So there's this dwarf, okay? And now this dwarf is a particularly little dwarf. So, and I couldn't really tell what gender this dwarf was, whether it was a man or a woman, and I wouldn't want to assume their gender, so we're just going to refer to them from this point forward in the story as they or them. And in all honesty, the gender of the dwarf doesn't really matter, but they weren't happy. I'm sorry about me. So this dwarf also has a West Highland Terrier. Do you know what they are? Them little white ones. This West Highland Terrier, now terriers are quite small dogs, and I own a terrier, Malcolm, you've all met him. They are quite small. This West Highland Terrier was a very big one. And I don't know if it was just relative to the size of the dwarf, but it was a very big West Highland Terrier. I was taking my money out of the cash machine. I took my money out and then I was looking at the dwarf and the West Highland Terrier, and my brain could not, for the life of it, work out what was going on. And I actually thought for a millisecond, I thought that maybe I was in the Matrix. I thought that like Neo or someone, Morpheus, was gonna pop out of the cash machine and offer me like a blue pill or a red pill. I decided that this was not something that you would see every day. So I decided it's a sign from the universe. I mean, what else would you think? I thought that. I was like, this is a sign. Someone is telling me I'm gonna get a windfall here. Well, you got to be in it to win it. So I went straight into the shop that the cash machine was attached to and I bought myself a scratch card. And you are not going to believe, you are just not going to believe what happened. Nothing happened. I didn't win anything on the scratch card. It wasn't a sign from the universe. It was just a dwarf walking their very large West Highland Terrier. And the universe wasn't speaking to me whatsoever. That was interesting. I'm looking out for signs every day, seeing if the universe is up there and he's like, oh, some greater body than myself. There's plenty of people with greater bodies than myself, but you know what I mean. They're looking out for me. But it wasn't that day. So yeah, if you are a dwarf and you're a subscriber to the channel and you have a particularly large West Highland Terrier, I'd just like to say thank you very much for making me waste £2 on a scratch card, because I thought you were a sign from the universe, but it turns out you weren't. Glad this guy's got his fog lights on, because I wouldn't know he was there if he didn't. Okay, so I'm now like a minute away. I'm starting to get really nervous. I'm so nervous. I don't know what I'm gonna do on this. You're literally gonna see me at my most vulnerable here. Right, let's just do it. Come on, big boy pants, Ben. Oh, here it is. I didn't have to speak to anybody on the gate, they just buzzed me in. Oh, I'm so nervous about this. Oh no. Oh, we're here, there's no backing out now. I'm scared to get out of the car. Do you think I need to warm my voice up? La 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 la. I'm not singing, am I? I just need to talk. What are you doing, Biff? Right. I'm going in. Morning. Am I okay to film?
I'm sure you will be, yeah. I mean, I'll check with the guys, but I'm sure it's fine. Do you want to take a seat?
Yeah, thank you.
Do you want a drink?
No, I'm good, thank you. Thanks very much.
Who wants to join this morning? It's his birthday. He's 11 today. And,
I'm so nervous. I'm just going to change the camera. I'm so scared.
they're going to be opening the presents. Oh, this is a good day.
The sound of Lincolnshire. This morning from 10. Artificial grass. Yes or no to artificial? Francis Finn. Never mow again. Stays fresh. Doesn't get weedy.
I can feel a thumbnail.
I don't really mind. Just have a little sit down now. Here.
Anytime during the day, we'll consider you again for tomorrow. Let's talk about the weather even more.
I'm so nervous.
Hello, good morning to you. Mr. American Places.
You will hear from someone who has been scammed in the next few minutes. Someone who you know as well. And you might be surprised. I don't know why we should be surprised, because it could happen to anybody. But you'll find out more about that very soon. Also, it's the start of a new month, and I don't know if you do that thing where you basically get your money sorted out for the month. Think, right, I need this amount of money for this. I've got this to pay out. 333. Start your message with the letters LN, or drop me an email, scott@bbc.co.uk. You can also give us a call. It's 08000 665 949. It is May Day, Wednesday, May the 1st. It's 7 minutes past 7, and this is the liveliest way to start your day in Lincolnshire.
Scott Dalton at breakfast on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Now, has this ever happened to you? You've got stuck somewhere in your car and you've ended up having to get a recovery out, and they've said, oh, can't do anything. They've loaded it on the back of the van, and it's a right, but it's horrible if you break down or you get stuck somewhere, isn't it? Well, the good news is we've got some great recovery drivers in Lincolnshire, including Ben from Sleaford Recovery. Now, Ben has been doing this job for a bit, but not only does Ben drive around recovering vehicles that get stuck for all sorts of reasons, he also chats away in his truck and shows you what he's been up to on his YouTube channel, which is growing all the time. He's got more than 8,500 people subscribing at the moment. This is the sort of thing you can hear on Ben's channel.
I've got 4 jobs lined up. 4 people currently waiting for me. And I've told them, they've all been made aware of my times, but they all just want to wait for me. It's fine. I've got an ice cream van that is stuck on the guy's drive. So I've had these quite a lot. I've probably pulled, I would say, about 10 people off their own drive over the last week or so because of the weather. This lady has tried to do a 3-point turn on a bit of a bridge, and she has gone off the road. I hope you're happy, healthy, and surrounded by people that are not toxic. Much love, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.
That is Ben on Fighting Talk. That's the name of his channel, Fighting Talk with Sleaford Recovery, and he's with us on BBC Radio Lincolnshire now. Morning, Ben. You all right?
Yeah, morning, Scott. Thanks for having me.
I mean, how did this all start? Because obviously you've done the recoveries for quite a bit, and you just thought, what? I've got a lot of stories to tell. I ought to get them up there on YouTube.
Well, I think that's exactly it. I've got the stories, really. I just started telling my stories and filming the recoveries. I thought people might find it interesting. But the big thing is, I just thought we needed to put the fun back into breaking down. Like you said,
it's never fun
it's
breaking
not good,
down,
is it? And I think breaking down gets a bad reputation. And I think it was just, I thought, you know what, if we can put a bit of fun back into people when they're going through a horrendous time, and breaking down's scary, when especially if you're on the A1 or something like that, it can be really scary. So
well, I think you just feel so helpless, and you feel a bit stupid, and you feel like I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's nice. That's one big thing I find, is that I get a phone call and I just say to people, right, I'm in charge now. I'll take over. Don't you worry. You stand on the side, and I take control. And you see the relief in people when you take control of the situation and they're safe.
Yeah, no, that is great. That is great. Now, in terms of the video, so you've been doing this job for ages. Yeah. You've been doing it how long now?
Well, I started about 18 years ago. I started doing recovery. Walked away from that for a while. I was actually in the north of Scotland doing it. But they say once you start doing recovery, it's just in your blood. And there's something about it. There's something really magical about the job, and you just can't seem to get away from it. And so I found myself in this amazing county. I've lived all over the UK. I'm a bit of a drifter, I suppose, and I've just absolutely love Lincolnshire. I love it here. I love the people. I love living here, and I feel like it's really adopted me. And so I set up the company about 4 years ago now, and the phone has just not stopped. And I meet brilliant people every day, and that's what it's all about. Lovely people, just meet lovely people.
And the video stuff came because you sort of like shared stuff with mates anyway, and you thought, well, let's get it to a bigger audience.
Yeah, that's it. I thought people might be interested, especially pulling people out of fields and stuff. And I'm always sensitive if there's ever injuries or anything. I don't film anything like that. So, but I thought people might actually be interested in this, so I started filming it on my phone initially, and then it actually got some traction, and then a secondary thing was people just started to find me funny, and that wasn't really on my radar at all, and people liked my stories. But then the big thing that came from it, really, that was completely unexpected, was the whole mental health thing. I got people inundated with emails and stuff from people that were like, I've been through it, and people have been through some horrendous times, and And they would get in touch and say, I've just lost myself for a whole day watching your back catalogue, and it's just, mate, I just feel like a different person. And that is, and you know, that's incredible. That's really humbling. And we've sort of started a whole community of people now that, you know, send stuff in to me, and I put their posters and their flags up on the unit wall so people can see their stuff on the YouTube channel. And
oh, that's fantastic. And is this, because you're very cheery on the videos, as you say, this is a very stressful thing. You're used to it because it's your job. You're used to getting people out of difficult positions, but if you're stuck in it, it's horrendous. So you're quite cheery and, you know, quite positive, so that's obviously rubbed off on people.
Yeah, I think so. And like I said, I have kind of coined that phrase that, you know, let's put the fun back into breaking down, because it's an awful situation to be in, and it's, you know, it's probably going to be expensive to fix, but you know, if you can just have a little bit of, take your brain out and just come on, I've got your back here, and we'll get you through this. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And what are the weirdest breakdowns you've been to then? The weirdest recoveries you've had to do?
You do get some where, for example, you might get a call out because a vehicle won't start, and it's just a steering lock or something like that, you know, and basically, and quite often that can happen. So I'll get there and I'll just give them a little bit of a lesson in how to start their own car, and or, you know, just very basic things like that, really. But yeah, you know, if you don't know, you don't know, do you? And sometimes you need that person to go, look, this is a thing on your car, and
And you've never had any cars stuck in very weird positions that you've been a nightmare to any real big challenges that
all I say is I've pulled people out of some situations that I would question why they were in those rural locations at 2:00 in the morning, and I ask no questions and I hear no lies, so I certainly don't judge. There's no judgment in my truck. You can tell me whatever you want, and it certainly goes no further. I just make sure I don't have the cameras on at certain times.
Yeah, I know, as you say, you are sensitive to some of those things. I think you are like Superman for people, aren't you? Flying to the rescue in these situations.
No, I don't know about that, but I think ultimately it's horrendously stressful, and if you just, you know, some of the reviews, for example, that I've got, and I remember a particular couple that I recovered off the A1 who were terrified. They were in the live lane on the A1, and at the point I got there, they thought that it was all going to go horribly wrong for them. They were disabled and they were stuck in the car. Yeah. So, you know, in that sort of situation, me arriving, sticking out some cones and closing the lane, you know, just immediately offers that barrier of protection, and that's what it's about. And there's plenty of people out there that do far more than I ever do. But you know, our emergency services and stuff like that. But ultimately, if I can provide a service to help people, then that's what I like.
And it sounds like you're really busy. I mean, Lincolnshire's not necessarily seen as a hotbed of traffic. You know, you might get stuck in roadworks and things, but you are, and you cover quite a wide area, do you?
Yeah, so I'm national, really. Yeah. So I'll always, I say that, but what I mean is if you start or finish in Sleaford, or sorry, in Lincolnshire. So, you know, if
you've got to get back to Lincolnshire.
Yeah, ultimately, if you're in Scotland and you're from Lincolnshire, I will come and get you, and that's one thing I always say, wherever you are, I will come and get you. But quite often when you think, especially when you've got Holdingham roundabout, which is a central hub of lots of roads, but anyone going into Norfolk, Norwich, so we've got lots of people from completely, you know, that might be from Bristol, for example, but they will come through Sleaford. So I quite often get people that have to do some quite long distance ones, which I quite like. You know, I've got my music, I've got my camera, and I just have a chat, and I'll think of some stories to tell people. So
yeah, well, it sounds fantastic, and it sounds like, as you say, the spin-off is amazing. You never thought it would get received like this. So it's Fighting Talk with Sleaford Recovery. Talk as in the motoring talk. And it's there on YouTube, so you can watch all of Ben's videos. And you are a Lincolnshire lad now. Are you here for good? You're not going anywhere?
I'm definitely staying here. But yeah, if you just search for Sleaford Recovery on YouTube, you'll find me. But yeah,
brilliant. Well, look, it's fascinating stuff, and it's amazing how it's just taken off, isn't it? And who knew? Obviously keeps you busy as well while you're going about your day. Lovely to talk to you, Ben. Ben from Sleaford Recovery, and you can check out his. Just search out Sleaford Recovery on Facebook and on YouTube, and all the details are there. There's some great stories on there for the sounds of it.
Still to come. Someone in Lincolnshire's got something to say to Scott.
Studio lights are down, the spotlight is on Scott, and your minute starts now.
We just haven't told him what it is or who.
Are you doing something with charity?
No.
Selling something?
No.
Holding an event?
No.
Are you doing something with clothes?
No.
A challenge?
Yeah.
Building something?
No.
Putting on a performance?
Oh Christ, I was really nervous. Do you want that glass of water? The glass bag, thank you.
Yeah. Which is funny, isn't it? Because you do it, but then you're by yourself, aren't you?
But it's different. It sounds really strange, but it's the control thing. I think maybe I don't know, because when I do it, I can then go back in later and edit. Yeah. But when that's live, it was. But there we go.
Bro,
but yeah,
really
thanks,
good,
William.
really
Thanks
good.
very
I'll
much.
put your number in my phone in case I
Yeah, please do. Thank you. Take care. Oh, it's all over. What did you think of that? So, I don't know how that went down. I was so nervous. I could feel myself shaking. I've gone all red. I think I might go for a pint. It's only 7 o'clock in the bloody morning. That was an experience. Never done anything like that before. What have I just done? Did you see how many times I got in there about putting the fun back into breaking down? I think he kind of liked that. He kind of liked my my little phrase that I do. Oh, let's get in Lenny and chill.
Oh, he said so I didn't realise they were actually filming it and they're going to put it on their social media and all that. So, what an experience that was. So we'll have to see how that goes down. I wonder if that will get us any subscribers. Shall I have a little look? I was on 8,520 when I went in. Let's see. Let's see if anyone's subscribed. Yeah, I got 2 subscribers. 8,522 now. Oh, I got 2 subscribers out of a visit to the radio to Scott. Scott was a lovely man, so thank you very much, Scott. And William. William was nice as well. I also forgot to tell you that I fixed a fence this week with my winch. Yeah, so I've actually gone to film a couple of videos this week. So I did a machine polishing of Frankie. I filmed a bit of that. And then I realised I'm just not very good at that sort of filming. I don't really know how to do it and how to make it look good. We also had all the Wi-Fi installed and I've had electrics. A big shout out to Jason McKinnon, who has done all my electrics. Absolute legend of a man. He's ex-army, isn't he? He was like chewing on bricks. He was like, rock hard. And then I had to fix a fence. So I fixed this fence with the winch on Ronnie that had absolutely nothing to do with me whatsoever and was definitely not caused by me or any of my vehicles or anything like that. Definitely not, maybe. So it's been an eventful week, but none of these videos that I've filmed have really been able to become a full video, if that makes sense. They've just not been very good. I was then going to put like out a mashup video of like all little clips, and then I was like, no, that's not for me. I'm not really into that. So instead, I thought I would just add them to this video of my little visit to BBC Lincolnshire Radio FM with Scott Dalton on the breakfast show. It was good, that. I enjoyed it. It's nice to do something out of your comfort zone, isn't it, every now and then. Remember, get onto the C-Bomb if you want some more merch. And remember, if you'd like to support this channel, please look in the description below. I have loved having you here. Thank you for coming along. You literally kept me calm there because I was a little bit nervous. Like, I don't mind being on camera doing this, but when it's like out of your control and it's radio, I'd never done that before. So that was all a little bit different, but you guys kept me calm, so thank you very much for that, and thank you for being part of this journey. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming along. I know this is a bit different, no recoveries on this one. Sorry about that. I will try harder. Whatever you're doing this weekend, have a great time. It's bank holiday weekend. Have a brilliant time, have a beautiful time. Be happy, do everything well, and I will see you on the next one. Much love, guys. Take care.
Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long.